The Devil's Chord. I think the first thing, yeah, go with the Devil's Chord, and then we'll start looking at the feedback, which has been done. Now, I'll remind you, Space Babies, I tore it as a new arsehole on our last review, full of clunky politics, right? Clunky, very loudly screamed politics, and weirdly weak special effects, right? The babies just weren't very believable, right? And it gets so much agenda. Right, about abortion, about immigration. You know, the captain was, of course, a little black girl baby. I mean, of course she was. Who else could they be? Right, they have to be a little black girl baby. Otherwise, it's the worst thing in the world. Right, that there may be a man who can be a captain. No, don't be a white man. Don't be ridiculous. Right, and yeah, these people are just going. They go, well, you know, it's only been white people on TV for so far. Right, no, it hasn't, and it's been reflective of its audience, right? Reflective of the audience. Was it? Honestly, the Eighth Doctor remembering Gallifrey, and I Am the Doctor moment for me. Yeah, here's the thing. I think, yeah, that really was an I Am the Doctor moment, right? Whereas Shooty hasn't had one. He thinks he's had them. Right, and he's just like, oh god, he's just not very good. Anyway, so I'll remind you, Space Babies I thought was Drek, right? I thought it was like, I wouldn't even say mostly harmless, but just generally Drek, right? And then it got really bad, and then it got really bad with the Devil's Chord, right? So we start off, we're in 1925, okay. Again, Russell's writing is just really tired. It is. It's just really, really tired. And this is a pre-title sequence. Oh yeah, I'm actually going to watch the video for it going into the titles, which I thought was actually done very well. So we got this guy giving a piano lesson to a creepy kid, and he says, "Oh, I'll show you this famous Devil's Chord," right? And he does that, and what the fuck is this? Oh god! I mean, like, it's just like that. Russell T Davies didn't realize this was a massive dud. This was a complete failure. Right, it's just awful. I'm sorry, it's embarrassing. It's stupid, right? This is the most embarrassing Doctor Who's been since Delta and the Bannerman, right? That's pretty embarrassing, right? It is the most. That's very embarrassing. More embarrassing than most of Jodie's stuff, because Jodie's stuff you actually have to watch to see how bad it was. This you just look at it and go, oh. And look, Russell, I understand you live in this like weird, sick reality where this sort of stuff is normal, right? It's not me. Look, here's the thing. About 3% of the world's gay, right? And stop with the queer crap. About 3% of the world is gay. We're not interested. So, again, out comes Jinx Monsoon being Jinx Monsoon. The role was clearly written for Jinx Monsoon. And the Jinx Monsoon does the role of Jinx Monsoon very well. But being in Doctor Who is just weird. So, weird repressed homosexual says, "Who are you? What's going on?" And then he says, "Oh, look, my 11 o'clock was with Henry Arbinger." He says, "No, it's really Harbinger." Right? And it was his son. And then he vanishes. Well, and then, "What have you done?" Again, this is just shit. I'm sorry, right? And then she's like, they tempt them. Oh, first they go, they. She says her pronoun is they, right? Yeah, it just, there's so much weird shit going on here. I'm sorry. And so he gets him to start playing, and she sucks the music out of him, like, or he sucks him. I don't know what's supposed to call him, right? And I find this effect kind of stupid as well. It's again, this is very Harry Potter. This is not Doctor Who. This is very so she sucks all the music out of him. Yeah. Jinx looks, like it's a tough thing for her to suck something out of an unexpected man, and then swallows it. Oh yes, she's a swallower. Jinx is a swallower, not a spitzer, baby. A swallower, not a spitzer. And then break here. So that's what it breaks a fourth wall. I don't know. Do I like this? Do I not like this? My money's on not liking it. I think right now. Where is this? Go over here. Because again, the way it merges into the titles, I thought was innovative, right? Innovative. Did I like it? I don't really know. Where is it? Devil's Chord. There you go. Doink. One sec. Yeah, so there you go. Was he saying anything to camera? I can't remember.
Now.
So I like the innovation of that, right? I think it's actually really kind of clever. So that I thought was good, right? So we're into the titles. Again, look, you've got a very Dylan Mulvaney vibe going on here. Most people find this unsettling, right? Okay, into the titles and Doctor Who. Yay! It's the old-fashioned logo. Must be real Doctor Who. Kiss again, baby. The Devil's Court. I mean, like, I have no idea what was going through Russell's head here. I mean, I do. Like he had a hard on for Jinx Monsoon, essentially. So now, so Millie is deciding. I mean, what's her name? Ruby is deciding to go. But by the way, the Doctor knows there's something weird going on with Ruby, and been scanning her, and there's like time is like is like weird around her. Like past comes into the present. It's not a glory hole, Russell. Yes, glory hole. Who said that? That's very clever. Joe Swift. Thank you, Joe Swift. Just leave the goddamn fourth wall alone. Yeah, I mean, again, I think you could get away with everything if it was good, right? It's not been very good. The shoot is just not very good. I'm sorry, right? Hi, I'm your gay best friend. Yay. And they're like, okay, let's go to the Beatles. Says, wait a minute, what about clothes, right? And shooting never didn't think about it. It's like, yeah, okay. I mean, again, the Doctor always walked around in whatever his costume was, anachronistically, and that was part of Doctor Who, right? But no, now they got to go dress up. Again, I wish this was his costume. It's so much better than his regular costume. This feels like he's cool, right? This feels like an out of place, time traveler, right? I like the afro. So they do this like fun walk along Abbey Road. They must have recorded this like 3 a.m, about 5 a.m, because like it's deserted. Oh, they must have recorded. This can't be on Abbey Road because they dressed all the cars. This must be another road with a similar. Yeah, that's not Abbey Road, right? And they make it to EMI recording studios. They go walking around. And they meet the tea lady. It says, "Oh, hi, Karen says," or something, that we're supposed to take this in. Right, and you see, here's the thing: Ruby Sunday, Millie Gibson, Ruby Sunday is much more proactive, right? Much more proactive, the hero of this, than the Doctor, right? Which I think is a failing, shall we say, right? So they push the tea trolley and they go in to see the Beatles performing, and it's not the Beatles; it's 4 people that look nothing like the Beatles whatsoever, right? Like nothing like them. Do I still have the clip of the Beatle complaining? Because that was really funny. Like, what do you mean? He was in the background, right? He didn't even get a word in. Do I have it anymore? Oh, I don't think I do. I got all these clips and like not the one that I really want. Where is it? No. Got a shooting cut. We're talking about the Doctor's chocolateness. Oh, fuck off. Just fuck off with this all the time. Right? Like, just all the bloody time. No, that's not it. I don't think that's it either. No, anyway, so the actor who played Ringo looks nothing like Ringo, was upset. And people pointed out he looked nothing like fucking Ringo. And so they're about to play, and they play an awful song that I've got a cat, I've got a dog, the dog's not dead. It's just this awful song, right? Played by people who look nothing like the Beatles. And John Lennon didn't wear those glasses then. It's like I don't know how they got all this so badly wrong. Right, and they just did. They got. I mean, was it George Harrison? I don't know how they got it so badly wrong. Right, they're like, what's going on? And then they go in and see Cilla Black, and Cilla Black's also not. It's not really working out. Like, oh no, it's like weird's happening. And then they go to an orchestra and they can't play, and they're like, well, what's going on? So they see the Beatles in the canteen, and they go, they're not the Beatles. I don't understand. Like, these people look nothing like the bloody Beatles. And they see Khrushchev threatens Finland. So, like, they see, like, the whole of reality is different, right? And they're trying to work out what's going on. So Ruby goes to talk to John Lennon, and he goes to talk to Paul McCartney. And again, every time you say this to Paul McCartney, I go, it's like, what? Like, for all the money you put into this production, you can't get a Paul McCartney lookalike. I mean, really? I mean, that's really crazy. Here, let me Google Paul McCartney lookalike. Paul McCartney look like. Here it is. Do I see it? The lookalike performer, maybe. I can't believe I can't find any. It's so bizarre, right? It's so bizarre. But this guy, suffice to say, looks nothing like Paul bloody McCartney. Looks, I just like breathtakingly nothing like him, right? At all. What are they thinking? They weren't. They were like, oh, here comes Jig Bassoon to be stunning and brave. And so he's like, yeah, I don't really like music. I just do this for a little bit to see if I can get a real job. And so I look nothing like John Lennon. I mean, I had to think who this is supposed to be because I'm like, John Lennon. And also, I don't really like music. It's not. Everybody hates music in the world. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. And he drops he sees a reflection of Jigsaw Monsoon, drops the spoon and picks it up, and he sees Jigsaw Monsoon in the spoon. Like, oh, I'm scared. What's going on? Yeah, this doctor again. He's just a bit running scared from things, or if he's got two modes right now: running scared or swaggering prick. Right? Neither of them really that compelling, frankly. So then he has this great plan that he's going to lift a piano up to the roof of the somehow, right, to the roof of Abbey Road. Who knows, right? Who knows? So he has, again, it's just stupid. And they walk up the stairs, and they're like, "Well, everything's changed. It's weird, but there's no music here." So. I'm just again. I'm on to smug swagger, right? I'm on to smug swagger because I'm not running scared, right? It's one of the two, right? So, hi, fellow black person, here, take some money, thank you, because black people were everywhere, especially in the past. Yes, black person. Don't notice that I'm black. Oh, I'm not black. Don't notice I'm black too. By the way, I'm gay. Yes, I know. So am I. Would you like me to suck your cock? Yeah, why not? That's just on brand for Doctor Who now. But no, you have to get your cock sucked later, Doctor. We got to fight the monster. Like, well, okay, Ruby Sunday. It said, I know you know how to play the keyboard because you had that weird tranny singing while you were playing keyboards and looking hot as always, right? Looking super hot. So she starts playing, right, a song, and he looks again. This was actually quite Doctor Who. This is the most Doctor Who he's been, and it's not very Doctor Who, right? But again, this was I wish they would lean into this more, right? Because this again has some. vaguely looks and feels like Doctor Who, right? What's it? A line from the original Fame film. The darker the berry, the sweeter juice. Yes, but who wants diabetes? Okay. So Ruby Sunday's playing away, right? Wait. And people are noticing music for the first time, and it fills their soul, and it makes them cry, and it makes them want, oh yes, music is great. That's June Hudson, I think, the costume designer for season 18. Gave Tom Baker the burgundy outfit, which he hated. And then there's a bumping from inside the piano, and out comes Jinx Monsoon. Hello, I'm the shittest. She is the shittest villain ever. Yes, this villain is very powerful, but also just like a weird camp drag queen. I don't know what to tell you, right? I don't know why you thought this was a good idea. But it's not, right? It's not. It's really not working on any level. So the doctor, oh yeah, so she has the tune from the giggle. And I was like, fuck me, run away! Oh no, the swagger's gone, I gotta run. I'm so scared, Ruby Sunday. Oh, I'm so scared. Again, if you want to build up your character, this is not the way to do it, right? This is not. The trouble is when you have a story which is about heroism, written by people who don't understand basic morality. You get stuff like this, right? You do get stuff like this, right? Where he's just not heroic. And he's not heroic because he's black and gay. He's not heroic because he's shitting himself in the second episode again. So Jinx Monsoon turns up and is like, where are you? Oh, I'm so camp. You know. So she's going again, this is just awful. So the doctor does something with his sonic, I don't know, remote control from the 90s and makes it so there's no sound, right? There's no sound waves can travel, and very light. And so she's trying to, all the sound's gone. So she's trying to work out what's happening. So that, again, like finally we get one character do something vaguely intelligent. Doesn't this look like Jinx is kneeling down to take a shit? Right, and the weird double chin, like all of this doesn't work. I understand it works for you in a weird, degenerate, a Broadway play kind of thing. But for normal people, we're like, this is just gross, right? So she bangs her tuning fork on a ring, and it like vibrates the water, and it causes everything to break, the sound thing to break. But right at the moment, June Hudson starts playing a piano because she's had a piano for 40 years and never played it because, but she heard the music by Ruby Sunday, so it's infected the world. So she starts playing, roll out your barrel, we got a barrel, whatever. And then out pops Jinx Monsoon and consumes the music from them. Again, breaking that fourth wall all the time. And then he explains, Ruby Sunday. No, I can't. That's not Ruby. I can't do his voice. It's too shit. And he said, she's like the toy maker, and I can't face him again. They ripped me in two. I can't go through that. Stop. Okay, don't complain about your idiot plot device. And it will everybody hated by generation too. Just get over it. Yeah, but no, let me reference The Timeless Child a few times as well. So they go back, and she's like, okay, so everything's fine. When we go, I'm from the future, and the world isn't destroyed. So, we did this in Pyramids of Mars, right? Absolutely same thing, Pyramids of Mars. Much better TARDIS set, right? This is just much less ridiculous than this huge monstrosity. Huge, stark, boring monstrosity, which is what this is. And he says, fine, and we'll go back to where you're from. Oh, this is interesting, by the way. Last episode, she was from Christmas, right? And so this episode, when you're from? June, July 2024? So yeah, something like that. I can't really work it out. So obviously, in her mind, about 6 months has gone by. So there's a lot of room for extra stories that nobody's going to be interested in. And they arrive in 2024 and find everything destroyed. So just like in Pyramids of Mars, right? We need to go back to Mars and fix the future. And then Jinx Monsoon turns up, and again, look, heels are sexualized shoes. Women don't like wearing heels, generally speaking, but they wear them because they look much hotter wearing them. You're a bloke, right? And okay, look, you want to bring the transvesticism, drag queen conversation up? Fine. The vast majority of humans on this planet find this immoral, right? The vast majority are like Christians and Muslims. They find men dressing as sexualized women to be immoral, right? And the woman face that is modern drag to be immoral, right? So, Russell, I understand that your small little bubble of what, 5% in the world, this teeny tiny bubble, right? That's what was trying to tell us. No, just like, those naughty National Socialists. No, that Judeo-Christian values that you have. No, they're going bye-bye. They're sick. They're gross. They're old-fashioned. This is what's going to replace it. It's just not. And you're screaming so loud, it's not going to happen, right? This is not like the gay struggle for equality in the 80s, right? Which I was generally speaking on board for, right? This is not like that at all. And again, I just don't get this. I mean, this guy is like, Jinx is like a fat, weird, tranny rapist, right? That's just the vibe I get. Fat, weird, tranny rapist. And he goes, they have a bit of a confrontation, but it's not really. But Jinx does chew the scenery and blow Shooty, and also blow him off the screen. I get the feeling that Jinx is blowing most people off the screen. So she says, yes, I've eaten, the world's destroyed, and I live on all the potential music that hasn't been made, right? She says, I'm the toy maker's daughter, and generally speaking, she's shit, right? And so they run back into the TARDIS, and she starts taking control of the TARDIS, and he turns it off, essentially, and is able to get back to the 1960s. And he goes in and said, fine, we got to bring music back to the world, right? Which means I got to look super cool, right? So he starts their plan. But then Jinx turns up and he grabs Millie Gibson. Good choice. I mean, I don't understand. How is it you make Shooty Gutwell look so hot in every bloody scene? And Jinx, and Millie Gibson's like, yeah, okay. Why can't you sexualize her? Why isn't she wearing bloody heels? Why is only Jinx Monsoon wearing heels? Right, so she's dragged away to Studio One by the evil Jinx Monsoon, and Doctor smashes the window to get out. So Millie Gibson is very much Spider-Man, right? She's like tied up in a web of music, and again, look, the special effects are good, but weird, right? So she destroys the Sonic as well, so she can't you can't get me twice. And again, like this person looks like a weird degenerate, right? It's not like they're a scary monster. They look like an evil trans gay rapist, right? They really, really do, right? That's the vibe I get. Evil trans gay rapist. And so they want to eat up the music from Ruby Sunday, and then so fine. The snow starts to appear. Oh yeah, we start hearing Christmas music and the snow from when she was abandoned as a baby, and somehow she's making that manifest in this time. And both Jinx and Doc's like, what's going on? I don't know. And it's like there's something weird going on. And so they decide to have a music battle. Oh God, I can't stand the relentless swagger. And so they have this music battle with like these weird music notes coming out of everything, and again with the heels. And Millie Gibson isn't dressed as sexily as Jinx Monsoon. Let's just say that. And so he's trying to find the secret call to send Jinx Monsoon back to wherever they came from. So I can't stand this. Is such shit. Everything I look at is just like, this is just shit. So he comes up with this magic chord, and again you have the weird letters and notes hanging in the air. All right, and he tries, and then he does the wrong note at the end, and he goes wrong note, and so now Jinx is in charge, and she's able to. They're able to drag Millie Gibson into a. What was it? They dragged Millie Gibson into a what's it called again? Stradivarius, whatever it's called, and the Doctor into a drum. Meanwhile, the piano, which has the music on top of it, is chanced upon by Paul McCartney, right? And that's where Millie Gibson's trapped inside. Help! I can't breathe. And then Paul McCartney, and then John Lennon shows up. Not John Lennon, and they work out the final chord. They work together, and Jinx Monsoon is defeated. And again, this is just it's so stupid. Right, it's so lowbrow, right? Yeah. So they're sucked into a piano, and now they go say, "Oh, we're so oh yeah." So then they go, "Yeah, we did so well," and then it gets really, really bad, right? Then it gets really bad. It says, "What? Something you need to know about my adventures, Ruby Sunday." They always end in a twist, right? And he looks to camera and winks. I am sick of them breaking the fourth wall. Right, so then we get this awful, again, for no reason whatsoever. Right, really, literally no reason whatsoever. We get this like music number, right, and it's not working. Right, let's look at the clip they put out.
There's always a twist. There's always a twist at the end. My friend,
it's shit. I'm sorry, and even the song's not very good. No, this is the worst bit. It gets really bad. Paul Towson, it gets really bad because then it goes. Okay, it's weird, creepy, and shit. Not creepy in a good way, right? And then it falls off a cliff of awful, right? Yeah, this is totally meant for to be posted on TikTok. And, you know, I think if people saw this on TikTok, they'd be like, "What's this shit? Leave me alone." There's always a twist. There's always a twist. There's always a twist at the end. Like, what the hell's going on? I wish somebody could explain this. Like, what the hell is going on? There's always a twist. There's always a twist. There's always a twist at the end. I mean, are you saying that the maestro's power still lingered, so they're able to do this, or this has to be a Disney mandate? Says so. I think this is maybe, but maybe Disney said it, and Russell says, "Oh, how marvelous! We got to do that, right? We got to do that." Yeah, but somebody, who's it? Ryan, Roger, Athe, whoever they are, point out that she acts more like a character of the Trickster's Brood from the Pantheon Discord in Sarah Jane Adventures. Exactly, right? That makes more sense. Okay, why would you focus more on these Beatles, right? They are the worst Beatles of all time. Yeah, Austin Powers was way better, Colin Archer. Was this Austin Powers? Joe Swift, right? They are. Austin Powers is way better. So is that, what's his name? I think that's Murray Gold. Oh, that's Cilla Black, right? Honestly, anytime Millie Gibson's on screen, the screen, it gets better, right? She's got so much charisma, right? I think you know what? She has much more charisma than Shooty Gatwa, because she's not like incredibly arrogant. She's like, look how awesome I am. Look how beautiful I am. And she is. She's a great actress and she's beautiful, right? And she can sing and dance as well. So, look, she's a real talent, right? Here we go.
To the twist, that's one good thing that can't be missed. Have a special little dance, cause we know what's best. Cause we're the smart girls from the Northwest.
Yeah, literally, Millie Gibson is the only thing in this that's worth watching. And okay, I want you to look how she has a very non-sexualized heel, a very short, non-sexualized heel, compared to Millie Gibson. She's Rose 2.0. No, she's more like Rose meets Clara meets Amy Pond. She has a much more of an arc, I think, right? But also, she's much more relatable. Yeah, we've got to get the guys and the girls dancing with each other because otherwise, you know, people might think they're straight, right? Yeah, I think it's Marigold who's credited as playing himself. They filmed this in the care home. No, it makes me want to do it again. Look at the really. She's got a shorter heel than Shooty Gatwa, right? It's really weird. I mean, look, they look like they're having a great time, but me, I'm sorry. Now it's raining inside. How? I don't know. It just is. Okay, it's global warming, right? This must be a global warming message. And how do they get fat dancers as well? It's so like there's nothing about this that makes sense or works. There is no creative decision that's a good one in this entire production. I mean, really, are you trying to tell me this isn't a super gay Doctor Who? Right? This is a show tune inserted for no reason. I mean, literally no reason whatsoever. Oh, yeah, that's it. So that was the Maestro's kid that she evaporated at the beginning. Now is back somehow. So Maestro's coming back. Who gives a shit? I mean, they probably come back in the season finale. And let me ask you, is there always a twist at the end of Doctor Who? No, there's not. There's no way. So when does Doctor Who go on top of the pot and punch Jimmy Savile? I think he'll be very friendly with Jimmy Savile, quite frankly. Just so dumb. I mean, again, it's just so dumb, right? Just unbelievably dumb. That which is just sad way of describing where Doctor Who is. It's the dumb show. Again, she's got a shorter heel than Shooty Gatwa, and like again, she is so insanely hot, can be easily sexualized, right? But no. Not for the male gaze. And like, again, this is all for TikTok. Although she's very good in this bit, right? So we do all that crap, goes on forever. So then afterwards they do more like big, Tom Hanks on the piano. And you see the what's it called again? The white bits of the zebra crossing light up as they dance on them. And off they go into the TARDIS. Fuck off. Just like, fuck off. How's it going down with the normies, right? How's it going down? So we see 3 search items here. Doctor Who, Millie Gibson, and Shooty Gatwa. So on Friday night, right? It's well after it aired on Disney Plus. I think this is a TV airing right here where it spikes, right? And then instantly it falls away to basically nothing, right? It just like there's no interest. So on Doctor Who, there's a spike in Millie Gibson, and there's a tiny spike, right? Of how many? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 20% of the spike for Doctor Who was Ncuti Gatwa, and it died away instantly. Right? Instantly. So he was like about 12. Wow. It's about 12% of Doctor Who. Millie Gibson was at about 30%. He's at nobody gives a shit. Bottom line, just no one gives a shit about this era, right? No one gives a shit about this Doctor Who. Everyone's bored of being lectured, right? And here we can see this very clearly over here. Like again, I'm using every objective metric whatsoever, right? And we have this one over. So Rotten Tomatoes, the critic score 97, audience 32, right? It's dire, right? It's dire. It's doing very badly. Tommy Robertson, right? Tommy Robertson saying, as will cover, no surprise to anyone at all, the BBC's new Doctor Who is now a black homosexual. Hashtag defund the BBC. I agree with you, Tommy, completely. With Rob Boyd Esquire, who is, is he a lawyer, I take it? He's a Esquire. British Patriot, interested in US, UK politics, free speech realist, means fun food. Okay. The degeneracy. And again, I think degeneracy is a very apt word, right? I think it's a very apt word for the degeneracy of the new Doctor Who is similar to what we saw in the year. Yes. And you know, the degeneracy got its arse handed to it in Eurovision, right? Didn't it? What else? So here, so it made the news. Let's have a look. Video file. What is the twist? Oh, did I not download it? No, I'm sure I downloaded it. Oh, one second. Let me find it then. Because this really is worth downloading. Where is it? I think it's in my history. I can't believe I didn't download this. It was so dumb of me, right? 1 second. Doing. It was GB News, right? And I don't really watch GB News that much. Or was it GB News or was it Talk TV? Maybe it was Talk TV. Well, now I've got to go searching for it, right? Hang on. Let's try Talk TV first. Videos. It was it like Plank? No, it was GB News. I'm sure it was GB News. I'm sure. Oh, was it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was GB News. Oh, now I've got to look. Hang on. GB News. And I know we got a GB News episode coming up soon because they must hate GB News. They're not insane leftists, right? Where is this? Oh, I'm gonna go back. There was an article with them talking about it, right? Prince Harry, no, revolting. I do agree with you there. Gary Lineker, oh shut up, Gary Lineker, make me sick. Right, genuinely makes me sick. All right, now we got. It's gotta be here. So here, I'll do Doctor Who, GB News, Doctor Who. Let's see if that comes up. We'll do. What's it? Upload date. Must be inclusive. Mr. H reviews. No. Really? It's so annoying. I'll try Talk TV then. Talk TV. Doctor Who. Oh, this could be it. Oh, yeah, this is it. Oh, man. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, let me download it. Falls down our throats. Well, I think that's part of the course with this production. You know, they think they're doing you a favor. Oh, here we go. Excellent. Wow, that downloaded quickly. Video file.
Having a look through some of the papers this morning, an extraordinary story which hasn't actually made any of the papers that I've seen so far, but we must discuss. This is the
reason it hasn't made any papers because nobody gives a shit about Doctor Who anymore, right?
about Metro yesterday. You know, the free newspaper that's published all over the place. They get different versions in different cities.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We have to go into this article.
They had a piece in their paper about Doctor Who, which was quite extraordinary over the course of the weekend, written by their entertainment reporter, Azia Iftikhar, I think her name is, about basically how Doctor Who, if you're a white male and a heterosexual, Doctor Who is not for you anymore. Quite an incredible piece.
Yeah, the left always say that the right are stoking the culture wars.
Yes.
Sorry, actually, we're having this forced down our throat all the time.
Right.
A remarkably silly piece written by...
I mean, again, they're opposed of having anything forced down your throat, right? Okay.
This woman,
I mean,
who said that Doctor Who was never created for white straight men.
No.
Then she acknowledged that tell that to William Hartnell and John Pertwee. They were too busy fighting the Dalek Wars to worry about the cultural wars.
And Tom Baker.
And Tom Baker.
Right.
But then she says, I've only been watching for the last 15 years. Well,
I mean, it's a mass switch off over openly queer Doctor Who and drag queen villains. Yes, right. I mean, I'm sorry. It's really gone very badly. Right. It's gone very badly.
Yes, the last 15 years have seen the rise of wokery in Doctor Who. That's been the problem.
Right.
That's why it's actually falling.
And she then runs through a whole series of characters that have been brought in, which have been sort of what you might describe as particularly ridiculously woke. But the backlash on this was so remarkable that Metro had to shut down their Twitter account, right? Which is hilarious.
That was incredible, right? That was absolutely incredible, right? They literally had to shut down their Twitter account. Where is it? Hang on. Because they also changed the headline, right? They edited the headline. Do I have the original? Did I bookmark it? That would have been smart. But no, that would have been smart had I done it. Oh, yeah, no, I did it. Here we go. Doink. Hang on. Fine, there you go.
Yeah, well, always, you know, the people who always talk about...
Oh, that was the Tommy Robinson. Yeah, absolutely was.
Tolerance and free speech are very quick to put off the comments and silence the comments on these tweets and so forth. But the fact is, you know, one of the reasons that Doctor Who has been hemorrhaging viewership is because it's become so divisive. You know, you can't watch the thing now without being constantly lectured.
No.
Exactly. Right, and again, Russell's going, oh, GB News. I'm going to do an episode about GB News. I'm going to tell them how naughty they are. Oh, yes, GB News. Oh, fuck you. GB News are going to tell you how these actually talk to you about.
And hectored at.
No.
And it just once again goes to show that, you know, the way that companies are willing to self-harm and destroy their brands for the interests of pursuing
And one of the stories we did recently...
one second. Do you remember, right, at the beginning of this culture war, people were like, well, of course Disney or anybody wouldn't do anything to hurt their brand. They're in the business of making money. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're in the business of activism, and they were just making money too easily. Even the Lotus Eaters did a segment about them today. Yeah, this is what we're seeing: a mushroom cloud build. Right, this is a epic disaster. I'll be intrigued to see what the numbers are like next week. Right, or when they release their bullshit iPlayer numbers. Don't hold your breath.
A fairly regular basis, Doctor Who, was they brought an alien into the show who was gender neutral. And you're kind of going, well, surely aliens are gender neutral anyway. Why make a big deal out of it? You know, nobody said, is E.T. gender neutral? Is E.T. a bloke, or is E.T. a woman, or is E.T. non-binary? Nobody cared.
Well, actually, now that you say
right,
that,
exactly. Nobody cared. No, still nobody cares. Yeah, Russell, if you think these conversations are what's being happening in normal house, they're not. The conversation is, will you people just shut up?
I can't actually... And how long till Cybermen become cyber people?
Well, that was one of the more ridiculous ones where they made Davros, you know, the man who was the sort of creator of the Daleks and supposedly a kind of, you know, half man, half Dalek. They changed the way he looked because they said it's not right to make him look like he's disabled because that would suggest that all disabled people are evil. Oh, you're kind of going, sorry? No, I don't really see that.
Yeah, again, who is prejudiced against people who use wheelchairs? I've never met anybody or heard anybody ever that would that was in any way opposed to people in wheelchairs.
We've also got the issue now of this new chap who's the Doctor Who, this young black gay chap who said that he wants to make sure that race becomes a central theme of his tenure as Doctor Who.
Right.
And he's like, why on earth does your identity have to come into everything?
I know.
It's so nonsensical.
Right.
And
I mean, really, look, and here's the thing. Everyone's got a reason to feel like they've been sidelined, right? But yeah, here, this is one of the more stupid statements from Shruti Gatwa.
No way to not. You have to address race. I think like the doctor.
Why? Again, if you want to make, you don't want to make a colorblind society. That's the problem. You don't want a colorblind society. You want a society where you're dominant, right? You don't want a colorblind society, right? You don't have to bring race into everything constantly.
Has been this is the first time the Doctor has been black for this long, and
I know I love it. It's got to say for this long. How do you know? Dr. Ruth might have been the Doctor for 10,000 years.
He tends to spend most of his time on Earth. It's a favorite of his, and so yeah, it would be essential to explore.
Well, again, do you really think you live in a racist world, Shruti Gatwa? Maybe if you weren't such a insanely irritating prick, right? You wouldn't. If people aren't like irritated with you because you're black and gay, they're irritated with you because the only thing you can think about of yourself is that you're black and gay.
Race within this tenure is something that I would want to do, and like I don't think you could ignore it. You can't ignore my chocolateness, so we're not going to ignore that.
Yeah, again, his every instinct of what to say is wrong, right? My chocolateness. And again, God, you're mincing around it. Anyway, let's look at this Metro article, because this is really funny, right? There's a couple of things that are really funny about this. We'll start over here. So first, if you look at the headline, it says, "Sorry, straight white men, Doctor Who was never made just for you." Is that really what it originally said? No. Let's have a look at what it originally said, shall we? Sorry, straight white men, Doctor Who was never made for you. So, like, not only did they delete their Twitter account, they also they also deleted their they also changed the headline. I mean, this went down as badly as the new Doctor Who, which went down very badly, right? Very badly. Where are we up to? Man, I don't think I'm going to have the energy to review, what's it called again? Imogen Fendel or the Quinn Dilemma. Okay, Thursday, Imogen Fendel and the Quinn Dilemma. We're going to preview Boom. I'm kind of intrigued to see what they're going to do. Right, after Boom, I'm like, I don't really give a shit. Frankly, let's see what... I mean, like, I'm vaguely interested, but it's much more to get content for my channel, right? Which, here's the weird thing. Like, I'm on my teeny tiny backup channel. I'm still getting decent views. It's the weirdest thing, right? My main channel has gone up about 10 subs this week with me being off. I'm like, well, okay then. You know, I think I can put up with that. All right, folks, what we got there? From the moment I first saw Shooting Up with Dark Lit Night Away in a bright outfit in the 2023 Christmas special, I knew I would fall in love with his iteration of Doctor. I knew I would hate his iteration of... Well, I didn't. I suspected I would hate his iteration of Doctor, right? I like this. I liked him in that special when he was running over the roof. I liked him in that special. Not everyone's excited about such an unapologetically queer black Doctor, though. I'm again... Yeah, okay... You can be not unapologetic. You can be not on board for a queer black Doctor and not against queer black people, right? It's a difference. I know. The vocal contingent of keyboard warriors took to social media to claim how the show had gone too woke. Why do you put that in parentheses? What do you think woke means, darling? Right? Yeah, I mean, like you don't think having like this. We'll go to this, which always does the trick, right? This always does the trick. You like again, your queer black Doctor is very queer and very black, but mainly queer, right? Yeah. This isn't too woke for you. What would be too? It's like the people who James Cameron and is it James Cameron? No, was it ex-Prime Minister, Foreign Minister Cameron? He actually said, look, you know, BBC, to the BBC's face, live on air, he said, look, Hamas, they kidnap elderly women, they kidnap babies, they raped, they murdered, they shot children in front of their parents. And what more do they have to do to be called terrorists by you? Like, what more does this have to do to be called what? And again, the roasting it's getting, the intensity of the roasting it's getting. And this is just starting. By the time we hit the 2 more days, it's going to be the story. From arguing the show has been torn apart by woke ideologists, it has, to creating their own social media trend, hashtag RIP Doctor Who. You don't need to go far to find a litany of tired complaints. Why are they tired? Right? The complaints aren't tired. You've heard them many times before because you've never answered them. Right? But I'd argue the show has always been socially progressive and inclusive. Well, those words mean something different now than they meant in the 1980s, in the 1970s, in the 1960s. Like in the 1960s, you wouldn't be saying, oh, yeah, we want to encourage children to surgically alter their bodies, right? So they're sterile and unable to have sexual gratification, right? Anybody would have looked at you in horror and disgust. Adrian faced racist backlash. No, she didn't. You're a liar. Absolute nonsense, right? That didn't happen. Oh, man, this was a great clip. That didn't happen. Yasmin Finney, yes. Because of the cast report, we can say with certainty, trying to encourage children to have gender-affirming care, right, is detrimental for children. It's terrible. We've got to stop that, right? Look at this. Ollie Alexander in tears after coming close to breakdown over Eurovision 2012 backlash. Here's the thing. No one's interested in this degeneracy anymore. Like, they're really genuinely not interested in this degeneracy anymore. That show looks to have a bright future. It's not. It's not going to have a bright future. Although, it might well go beyond 2 seasons, right? It might well go beyond 2 seasons. Let me pull this up. I'll show. This is an interesting and disturbing thing, right? Oh, here it is. Doink. Also by John the White. John the White is such a good researcher, right? John the White has come up with a thing called the Bluey angle, right? So Bluey is the #1 thing on Disney Plus, right? It's made by the BBC. It's made by the BBC, and it's the only thing that's doing well on Disney Plus. So there's probably they need to keep doing Doctor Who just to keep hold of Bluey, which they desperately need, which I have no idea what it is. Look, I think it's a good thing, right? The Bluey angle. I have to share with a group that I didn't know until this afternoon that it seems there's a massive difference in the chances of getting renewed for Series 3, as in it seems impossible Disney won't renew. It's not because of Doctor Who, it's because of Bluey. Bluey is the #1 show on Disney Plus, hands down, worldwide, no contest, not even close. It seems Doctor Who is going to settle down about the middle of Disney Plus pack within about 200 million minutes watched. But Bluey is smashing that more than double a day after day. Bluey is a show licensed by the BBC Studios. Bluey is an Australian animated preschool animation which premiered on ABC Kids in 2018 on October 1st. The program created blah, 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 John, blah, 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 blah. BBC shit, blah, blah, blah. So how is Disney going to refuse to renew Doctor Who when Bluey single-handedly is keeping it in the game against the other streamers at the moment? I think, and think of the bank BBC Studios is making on having the highest performing show on Disney Plus, largely on the quiet. Right, because nobody notices, because it's a kid's show. More than enough to fund Doctor Who as long as BBC wants. As this graphic prepared shows, there is no argument. Bluey dominates Disney Plus ratings. I think it's that single fact alone, obviously not well understood by Doctor Who fans yet. I mean, we may well get all Parks. We may well as well all Parker opinions, which won't matter. You see, I don't think Disney Plus is going to be in a financial position to continue to greenlight stuff that doesn't work, right? I mean, look, the MCU is in a complete meltdown, right? It's in complete and total meltdown. Doctor Who, branded as woke and unwatchable, as TV ratings plummet following return to screens. Doctor Who fans have been left well and truly divided by the latest regeneration of the long-running show. Held by Ross D. Davis, followed by the new Doctor shooting out wearing a psychic Ruby Sunday, Millie Gibson. Again, I'm amazed at how they desexualize Millie Gibson, right? It's beyond me, right? The latest series style always promises to break away from its predecessors. Nonetheless, the huge, nonetheless, thanks to the huge cash injection from Disney. So Disney Plus. Fans were introduced to Gatwa's Doctor, as well as a crop of new baddies, including the Bogeyman and the controversial new villain Maestro, played by Jinx Monsoon. The Doctor's new adversary, played by the American drag artist Monsoon, who has since gone viral following the show's return for correcting another character's incorrectly. There was also cameos from Strictly Come Dancing favourites Shirley Ballas and Jonas Rabbi, whoever they are, in the second episode of Double Bill with a bizarre musical. Yes, it was a bizarre musical number, right? I think it's a fair way of describing it. There were semblance of Doctor Who from yesterday. However, with a mention of the classic character of the Rani, as well as a adopted home planet of Gallifrey. Oh, fuck off. But the overhaul of the sci-fi show seemed to incorporate gender politics and change. Took the series, has left plenty to be desired by the many watching at home. In fact, the overnight ratings for BBC One premiere on Saturday night consisted of a underwhelming 2.6 and 2.4 million installment of a double header according to the TV Zone. So it does include the iPlayer numbers. One user on X, Slam News Look, saying, after the casting crew told the old Doctor Who fans to stop watching in favour of their modern audience, the current season 2 two-episode premiere received the lowest overnight ratings in the show history. Hashtag RIP Doctor Who. Yes, the second took aim at the new villain. Marshall was probably the worst thing I've ever seen. No exaggeration. Hashtag RIP Doctor Who. Yeah, look. Meanwhile, a third fumed. RIP Doctor Who. Well, Doctor Who is now unwatchable now. Maybe maybe have a Doctor Who series again instead of a platform for gender politics and radical left-wing ideology. Go woke, go broke. Right? Yes, on and on. Yeah. Welcome back, hashtag Doctor Who. So the show sci-fi has always been queer. No, it hasn't. Will you stop with this? No, it hasn't always been queer. Anyone tells you otherwise, delusional. No, I'm not. You're delusional. You're projecting. There are prominent writers, directors, and producers who are queer. Yes, we know in these films. That doesn't mean everything they do has to be queer, right? And listen, the ratings have not been good. This is going down very badly, and this nuclear explosion, right? I think we're going to see of hatred for it. Is only just starting, right? It's only just starting. I think it's going to grow and grow and grow. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.